Hi friends, it's Rob from Successful Messages, and today I want to talk to you about 5 hacks I've learned over the years that lead to more successful business documents. You can apply these if you wish to presentations, to podcasts, and yes, even to videos. So without further delay, let's get into them, starting in reverse order with number 5. So number 5 is all about your audience. The more you know about your audience, the more successful, in this case, your writing is going to be. So you can find out about your audience in many ways. If you're working for an employer, you can ask your employer, you can ask your boss. If it's a case of you're a student at school, you need to know more about your professors. You can certainly ask them questions in advance of presenting a project. And of course, you can do your research on the internet. The more you know about your audience, the more successful and lasered and focused your message is going to be. So related to number 5, audience, is my number 4, which is relevancy. How relevant is your message in terms of your audience? So you've done the legwork, you know a lot about your audience now. Are you presenting something to them that they're going to expect? If you're too far off topic, you're certainly going to lose them, because that's not why they're at your presentation or opening your document or listening to your podcast. So please try and find out about your audience, number 5. And number 4 is make your message relevant to them. Now, it's also important, if you have more than one major topic, to be clear when there's a stopping and starting point. In a slideshow presentation, you can actually have a slide that could say end of section 1, or that could say questions, and then you can introduce the new topic. Another really important point, and this is my number 3, is organization. You know, we don't always think about that in terms of the letters or memos or emails that we pump out on a daily case for some of us. So think about your organization. We're going to start with the subject line, of course, and make sure your first couple of sentences pretty much draw in your readers or listeners or viewers' attention. Okay? After that, organize things logically, use bookends. There's always a beginning and an end, and there's, of course, the middle section, the content or the main content. Start strong and finish strong, even if the middle part sort of loses people along the way, and that does happen. One of the things I've been saying to my students over the past 3 decades, my college students, when I teach them business writing or business communications, is a simple little formula or a simple little mantra. Less is more. That's not universally true, because sometimes we do have to thoroughly explain ourselves, but a lot of people that may be reading or listening to or watching you don't have a lot of time. For instance, these videos are all going to be kept at 5 minutes or less. So less is more in terms of trimming out the fat and staying on message and on task. There always should be, and I hope there is for you, an editing and proofreading stage or stages. Conventional wisdom tells us to go through our material in several passes, at least 3 times to go through material. I've written a couple of books, and yes, I've done that, and even after that, the books have gone to a professional editor, and then I'm going through them maybe a 4th or a 5th time to make them right. So go through things several times. One of the best things you can do to start is not to do anything. Step away from your material for a few minutes, half an hour or an hour, and then you'll have a fresh set of eyes when you look at it again. When you do go through it, make sure that one of your passes is to take out extraneous words and extra jargon or technical terms that your audience may not respond to or may not even need. And finally, for sure, do your editing in terms of spell checking and grammar checking. And be careful not to get any information wrong. I've done some work for an editor who noticed that I missed a period at the end of one sentence, and that was one period in one sentence over several pages. So look at your material that way, and I know you're going to do a super job. So those are my 5 hacks for business writing, or perhaps for podcasts and videocasts. Bye for now.